going to make that again? Gunners are going to make that again? Or is it the likes of PSG who are making it? Yes, guys, we are live. FC Ramsay is live. This is Ramsay, and we are having the watch along of Arsenal against PSG in this UEFA Champions League semi-final. This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on that poll section which has been pinned. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? We are having the watch along of Arsenal against PSG at the Emirates Stadium, the first leg of the UEFA Champions League finals, semi-finals, which is happening already. We have those votes on that poll section which has been pinned on the chat. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? The votes are hell yeah, it is 67%. PSG chokes Arsenal, it is 33% votes. Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on those poll section which has been pinned on the chat. Can Arsenal do it? Can Arsenal do it again? Can the Gunners do this again? They have already beaten PSG in the Champions League this season. The Gunners have already beaten. This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge. I mean, the Gunners have already done this. It was 2-0 the last time this season in the Champions League when the Gunners met PSG. My goodness, the Gunners are doing that. They have beaten the mentality. They have beaten the ultimate strength of the Champions League. They have beaten Los Blancos. They have beaten Real Madrid and Arsenal. The Gunners are now up against beating PSG. My goodness, they have already done it. Will they be able to do that again or not? Give your votes. Those of you who are watching, give your votes on this live poll which is going on, and the watch along we are having is the likes of Arsenal against the likes of PSG for the UEFA Champions League. These TKP links have always also been shared. Where are those links? Yes, the links have already been shared and you can watch it from there as well. And if you are from the continent, you can watch this game, Arsenal versus PSG, from the Sony Live application as well. It is available on the website. It is available on the app as well. Yes, give your votes. 67% votes are saying that hell yeah, Arsenal can beat. 67% votes are saying that yes, hell yeah, Arsenal can defeat again. My goodness, Arsenal are going to do that again or not? We will be having the predictions of this. Give your votes. We will be having the predictions of that as well. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Can Arsenal beat today in the UEFA Champions League semi-finals first leg? Give your votes. Give your votes, guys. Quick, fast. We will be having the live watch along of Arsenal and PSG for today. Tomorrow it is also the likes of Inter Milan against Barcelona. In between there is the Indian Super League, Mohan Bagan against FC Goa. We will be having 3 watch alongs within 36 hours. My goodness. But today, can the Gunners do that again? They have already beaten PSG. They have already beaten. Let me put those stats over here, that the previous occasion when the Gunners has met, look at that. It was the score line. 2-0 was the score line the previous time when the Gunners met PSG. But it is the likes of Luis Enrique who is confident. Luis Enrique is confident that they are going to get past Gunners. My goodness, how can you dare that? How can you be that much confident? But yes, Luis Enrique is having that statement that they are going to make that. They are going to make that. But how is that going to be happening? How is that going to be happening? Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching, give your votes. Can the Gunners be able to do that again? Or it is the likes of PSG who are going to overcome that? Because it is Luis Enrique who is confident that they are going to be making that. Oh my goodness. How can you believe that? How can you believe that? How can you believe that, Luis Enrique? How can you just make that statement that they are going to be making that? Give your votes, guys. Give your votes. We will be making the predictions that the Gunners are going to make that, or it is the likes of PSG who are going to make that. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching, give your votes on that poll section which has been pinned. Can the Gunners make it big? Hell yeah. Or it is the likes of PSG who are going to choke Arsenal. Give your votes. But the most annoying thing is that the Gunners have already lost. I mean, the Gunners have already had a win. That is something big. The Gunners have already had a win. That is something big. That is something big. The Gunners have already win that. They have already made that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But Luis Enrique claims that he is going to make this. He is going to make this. My goodness. How can he be that much confident? How can he be that much confident? Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Can Arsenal beat the Gunners? We are having the watch along. Still 36 minutes left into this game. Will we be able to make that? Will we be able to make that? Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Will Gunners be able to make that, or it is the likes of PSG who are going to make that? But look at this. I mean, in the first leg, it was the goal of Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka. Kai Havertz is not present for today's game, but it was PSG with 10 shots, and it was at the Emirates. Arsenal has played PSG for the UEFA Champions League season, and they have already made that. My goodness, this is looking huge. This is looking to be huge. This is really going to be huge. Give me some moment to share those Jiggy Piggy links on those social media platforms. We will be having the watch along all together. We will be having the watch along all together. Those of you who are watching, give your votes. Can the Gunners repeat that again or not? That is a big question. That is definitely a big question. Can the Gunners be able to do that again? That is going to be huge. That is going to be huge. But it is Luis Enrique who is confident that he is going to get past the Gunners. My goodness. How dare he say like that? How dare he say like that? My goodness. How dare Luis Enrique claim that he is going to get past the Gunners? Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching, give your votes on that whole section which has been pinned on the chat. Is that going to be the story again, or it is the likes of PSG who are going to make that? Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes, and let me share those Tiki Piki links. Are the Gunners going to make that again, or they are going to suffocate? That is what the question is. That is what the question is. We have got that vote. Hell yeah, the Gunners are going to make that. But how the Gunners are going to make that? That is going to be a big one. That is going to be a big one. We have got those 67% votes for hell yeah, the Gunners are going to make that, and it is that PSG are going to choke. We have got that 33% vote. My goodness. But look at this. I mean, the last time it was something big, but over here, if we move on to the lineups, look at that. It is some sort of changes which Mikel Arteta has made into his team. Look at that. It is Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka who are there for Arsenal in this. But the previous time when they both have met, it was Martinelli on the left mid page, Trossard was there, and Havertz was the man who was clinical in getting that goal. Havertz was the man in the 20th minute who got that goal against PSG the last time when Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain has met. But Havertz is not available. Havertz is on injuries. Gabriel Jesus is injured. Thomas Partey is suspended. Tomiyasu is injured. Calafiori, Gabriel, Jorginho, these are the players. The injury list for Mikel Arteta is looking happening, but Mikel Arteta is having that complete team where he can be making those big numbers counting. It was the likes of Saka who got that 35th minute goal, but the stats of the previous leg was something big because PSG has got 10 shots, only 2 on target. That was the deficit which they were having. And for the lineups of Arsenal in the mid pitch, it is Merino, Rice, and Odegaard. But the last time when they met, it was the likes of Rice, Partey, and Saka. But Partey is on a suspension. Thomas Partey is on a suspension. Can the Gunners be making that comfortable to that? Can the Gunners will be making comfortable to that? Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching this, give your vote. What is that? Why is there some sort of lag onto this stream? Why is there some sort of lag onto this stream? Yes, now it is looking good. Now it is looking good. Yes. If there is any lag on the stream, do let me know. Do let me know if there is any lag on the stream. Yes, it was the previous leg where Calafiori was there, Gabriel was there, Saliba and Timber. This was the centre-back lineup for Mikel Arteta. But over here it is Luis Kelly, QVO is there, Saliba is the man who was there in the previous meetup. He is for there, and Timber is on the right back. So many changes. Mikel Arteta has got many changes. It is Havertz who is missing. It is Thomas Partey who is missing. 2 over here. It is the likes of Gabriel. It is the likes of Calafiori. Three changes Mikel Arteta has made because of those injuries. The last time the Gunners met, it was a 2-0 win against PSG, but there are 4 changes. It is Havertz who is missing. It is the likes of Thomas Partey who is missing. It is the likes of Gabriel. It is the likes of Calafiori. 4 changes for Mikel Arteta's squad. It is over here. My goodness. How is that going to be? In this watch along, we will be having that how it is going to be. How Arsenal is going to make that story look good again. We are going to make that. But now looking on the lineups of PSG, look at that. Look at that. Luis Enrique has made that statement that they are going to make that. Those cheeky picky links has been shared. Are you guys being able to witness that? Let me just check it. Let me just check it and confirm it. Let me just check that and confirm. I think the link is now available. I think the link is now available. Let me just have a moment to check that. We will be making the predictions of that as well. We will be making the predictions of that as well. Let me have a moment of sharing that. But the question is, how is Mikel Arteta with those 4 injuries which he was having is being able to make that? That is going to be a big one. That is going to be a big one. Yes, the links have been shared. You can get it from our social media platforms. They are available. So we had that detail of Arsenal lineup, which is somewhat different from the previous time when Arsenal met PSG. But looking at the lineups of PSG, look at that. Look at that. It is fast and furious. It is fast and furious. PSG are having that fast and furious lineup. It is Desire Doué on the right wings, Dembele on the attacks, Kvaratskhelia on the left wings. Neves is going to be that mid-pitch player. He will be available. Joao Neves is young and he is capable of doing that. Vitina and Ruiz will be playing those box-to-balls and whole player movements. Hakimi on the right backs, Marquinhos on the centre backs, Pacho on the centre backs, Mendes on the left backs. But it was the previous lineup where Kang Lee was on the center forwards. That is a change. Barcola was there on the wings. My goodness. But over here it is Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. Two different changes. Two different changes in those forwards. It was Unai Emery, Joao Neves, Vitina were there in the mid pitch. It is the same for this leg as well. Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes were there on the centre backs, Donnarumma on the goalkeeping position. Same is there, but it is Dembele and Kvaratskhelia who are there in the attacks. Two changes for Luis Enrique. Two changes for Luis Enrique in this. And to talk about, he hasn't got any injuries. He hasn't got any type of suspensions as well. Barcola is there for substitutions. Ramos is there. Kangin Lee is there. Mayulu on the mid page. Kimpembe, Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez is back from the injuries. Everything. Luis Enrique is having everything, but Arsenal are having those big injuries. Arsenal are having those big injuries. But from our predictions, it will be the likes of PSG who are going to make that. It will be the likes of PSG who will be going to be making that, because that was something which was missing. That was something which was missing. No denying the fact, in the first meetup this season in the Champions League, already in the month of October 2, it was the match which was played at the Emirates. But no denying the fact, the referee on the pitch for today's game, just look at him. It is the same referee, Slavenko Vinkic. The same man is going to be officially refereeing this. The same man, Slavenko Vinkic, he will be refereeing that. My goodness, my goodness. How is that going to be? How is that going to be? The same man, Slavenko Vinkic, on the refereeing aspects. The same man, Slavenko Vinkic, is there on those refereeing aspects. He was there in the previous leg. I mean, the previous time Arsenal met PSG this season in the Champions League for 2-0. PSG getting those 10. One shot on target. How is that going to be? How is that going to be? Oh my God. My eyes are just looking. I'm too tired. But yes, then also give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on that chat section which has been pinned. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah, 67% votes. PSG chokes Arsenal. That is 33% vote. But it is Slavenko Vinkic, the same referee. I mean, in the Champions League, when Arsenal met PSG on 2nd October 2024, it was those UEFA League second stage matches. Arsenal has beaten PSG this season. It was Kai Havertz scoring on the 20th minute, Bukayo Saka on those 36 minutes. But PSG had those 10 shots, only 2 on target. It was the thing which was there. But the lineups of PSG was different. The lineups of PSG was quite different, because it was Kangin Lee and Barcola on the attack with Desire Doué. But for this, it is Dembele, Desire Doué and Kvaratskhelia. Two changes Luis Enrique has made into this. But for Arsenal to be talking about, it is 4 changes. In the previous time when they have met, it was the likes of Havertz. On the striking aspects, he is not there. It was the likes of Thomas Partey on the mid pitch. He is on a suspension. It was Calafiori on the left backs. He is not for today's game. He is injured. Gabriel was there. So it is 4 changes which Mikel Arteta has got because his players are either injured and one of the suspension is for Thomas Partey. 4 changes for Arsenal and 2 changes for Luis Enrique's man. And in the previous match, it was also the referee Slavako Vinkic who was there. And again, it is also for this game the same referee which has been appointed. But the previous meeting ended in a 2-0 victory for Gunners. But will that be happening? Will that be happening? Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah. Or it is the likes of PSG who are going to choke Arsenal. PSG chokes Arsenal. We have already got 33% votes. And Arsenal beating PSG, it is hell yeah, 67% votes. Give your votes. We have made the predictions. And how is that going to be? But Luis Enrique is confident that they are going to be making that. Luis Enrique is confident that they are going to be making that despite getting a 2-0 defeat which happened in the month of October this season of the UEFA Champions League. How is that going to be? How is that going to be? Give your votes, guys. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. They are going to be making that. The audio quality is good. The video quality is good. It is showing that excellent condition over here. No worries about that. But more adding to that, I will just put that. Look at this. It is the journey which has been for Arsenal. I mean, they have beaten PSV Eindhoven over here, which is over. Then they have got the win over Real Madrid in the knockout stages. Arsenal has played 1 game less. Whereas to talk about PSG, look at their journey. They were not in the top 8, but they have beaten Brest, then they have beaten Liverpool. PSG has beaten Liverpool. PSG has beaten Aston Villa. My goodness. In the lineups for Arsenal, Arsenal has beaten PSV Eindhoven. They have played 1 less game because they were in those top 8 of the Champions League. But PSG on their journey has played 1 more game. But from the Premier League, they have beaten Liverpool. They have beaten Aston Villa. My goodness, that is the reason we are talking about. That is the reason we are talking about in this game that PSG are going to get this win because PSG in both of the previous knockout matches they have won. PSG are having that mentality also. They are getting those. I mean, the treble, which we are calling it, is only with the likes of PSG and Barcelona this season if they are going to get that. But on the other hand, look at this side of the bracket. Barcelona, who were in the top 8, has beaten Benfica. Then they have beaten Dortmund. The journey has been that. But Inter, on the other hand, has been in the top 8 as well. They have beaten Feyenoord. They have beaten Bayern. Inter were in the top 8. Barcelona were in the top 8. Arsenal were in the top 8. The 4 teams of the Champions League semi-finals who are over here, 3 of them were in the top 8, and it is only PSG who has made their way from the top 24 into the top 4. So that is the reason why Luis Enrique is claiming that they have got that 2-0 defeat, but then also they are going to be making that. Then also they are going to be making that. That is what PSG is relying on. That is what PSG is relying on. This is the journey of PSG. Look at that. They have played 1 more game, but they have beaten 2 teams in the previous knockout stages. It is Liverpool, it is Aston Villa, but Arsenal has beaten Eindhoven and they have beaten the giants of the Champions League, Real Madrid. On the other hand, Barcelona beating Dortmund, Benfica in their journey, being the top 8, they have played 1 less game. Inter also was on the top 8 and they have beaten Feyenoord. They have beaten Bayern, one of the top contenders of the Champions League. So the 4 contenders who are now left for the semi-finals, Inter, Barcelona and Arsenal, 3 of them were in the top 8. Only PSG the team who was there in the top 24 has only claimed that. But again, to talk about the previous matchup between Arsenal and PSG, look at that. Again, looking at these stats, it will be making it clear. I mean, two changes which Enrique has made. It is the likes of Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, but prior to that, it was the likes of Barcola and Kangin Lee. But look at the shots which were being taken. It was Saka who made that 9th minute shot. It was just 1, 2, 3, 4 shots which Arsenal had at their home of the Emirates. Look at that. A total of 6 shots were there. This was on the 9th minute, Saka taking that. It was on the 58th minute, Havertz made that shot. It was Martinelli. All shots were inside the box, but PSG are having Marquinhos and Pacho. They, both of them, in the UEFA Champions League, they have been the best centre-backs. To talk about Marquinhos and Pacho in those duels, in those areas, in those counters, in those ball winning, Marquinhos and Pacho, they have been the best centre-backs of UEFA Champions League this season combined together. But these were the 6 shots which Arsenal took. I mean, the goal which happened was from Havertz. Look at that. It was just so close to the box. And the another one which happened, look at that. It was Bukayo Saka on the 35th minute. From that free kick, that goal happened. It happened by a set piece. So Arsenal, the set piece, are they going to make that comfortable or not? That is also going to be. But look at the previous aspects where PSG got those shots to be talking. Look at that. It was 66 minutes. Neves, who was there, it hits the post. It was a bad miss. And over here again, it was Marquinhos, header one on the 85th minute. It was a miss, but it was Mendes on the edge of the box. It was Mendes again. Mendes got those opportunities. Mendes has been getting those opportunities this season. He has been tremendous. But again, look at that. It was Neves on the 10th minute. He got that shot. It was out of the box, out of the woodwork. It was Hakimi on the 90th minute. Mendes and Hakimi, they will be claiming that. Because the previous time when Arsenal and PSG met on October 2nd, it was the second stage of the UEFA Champions League matches which were happening. 10 shots PSG took, 2 were on target. It was at the Emirates. It was PSG not at home. It was the home for the Gunners. But Gunners taking 6 shots, 5 on target, 1 big chances. They got that victory. Changes Mikel Arteta has got due to the suspensions, due to the injuries. But it is the likes of Enrique who has also got 4 changes for Mikel Arteta's men. There have been the deficit of Havertz, the deficit of Partey, the deficit of, Calafiori, the deficit of Gabriel. These are the 4 changes Mikel Arteta couldn't get for this fixture, but it is the likes of Luis Enrique, who has got Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, the 2 changes he has also got. But look at these shots which PSG got. So many of them were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots from inside the box, 2 on the edge of the box, and it was this Hakimi on the 31st. Hakimi and Mendes has got those shots. Look at that. Hakimi from this part of the box, 31st minute, it was an attempt. It was 90th minute, it was a miss. But on the other hand, Mendes on the 10th minute as well as Mendes on the 28th minute, both of those inverted backs from PSG were just close inside the box. They had got those shots. The shots were not even a block. These shots which Mendes took, they were straight into the woodwork, but it wasn't a block. Mendes got that hitting to a post. Mendes again, it was a miss. It was from Hakimi. It was also a shot. None of the shots were blocked. By the defense. Look at that. It was Neves having a shot. It was a miss, but not blocked. It was Marquinhos getting a header. It was a header, but not blocked. It was Neves again. who got that shot. Neither of them was a block. But these three shots, look at that. It was Marquinhos taking that so far from the edge of the box on the 63rd minute. This was a block shot. And over here, it was Ruiz taking that. Look at that. It wasn't even a block. It wasn't even a block. And on the other hand, Lee was the man. He made that shot. This was a save. My goodness, PSG, they played against Arsenal. They have made that for the previous time, but they were unfortunate. They couldn't get a goal. But the two goals which Arsenal got in the previous meetup, it was Saka with a marvelous set piece that was nowhere from the earth, came in and it went into the nets. Donnarumma, I don't know what he was looking at. And on the other hand, Havertz got that. These two were the opportunities which they got at the Emirates. But adding more to that, let me just put this one on the screen. Look at that. It is, again, I'm saying Inter, Barcelona and Arsenal, who were in the top 8. They have made it. The journey of Arsenal, it was their win against PSV Eindhoven. It was the win against Real Madrid, the big champions. But Arsenal got that. They have made their place on the semi-finals. But look at the journey of PSG. They were not in the top 8. They were in the top 24. They have beaten Brest, but they have beaten from the Premier League Liverpool. Liverpool has clinched the title, but PSG has got those exits to Liverpool. If PSG hasn't got those exits to Liverpool, it would have been Liverpool now facing Arsenal. And again, PSG has beaten Aston Villa. My goodness, PSG has got those wins over Premier League clubs. 2 times in the knockouts. They have made that possible. Look at this side of the bracket. Arsenal has got that over PSV Eindhoven from the Eredivisie against La Liga giants Real Madrid. But PSG has beaten 2 Premier League teams, and Arsenal from the Premier League are at the second spot. What is that? The stats are taking a big toll. We have made the predictions. The lineups are also here. Look at that. Arsenal now has this lineup to be talking about. How is that going to be true? For this leg? How is this going to be true? I mean, Mikel Arteta, with those 4 changes which he has got, will he be the factor to be counting? Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching, give your votes. Hell yeah, can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah, it is 67% votes we have got, and PSG chokes Arsenal. It is 33% votes which we have got. My goodness, this is looking to be huge. This is looking to be happening. This is looking huge. But look at this lineup of PSG again. It is fast and ferocious. PSG has got everything. But adding more to that, let me put this. I mean, in the head-to-head, if we look about for both the teams, look at that. In the head-to-head, it is the likes of Gunners who have claimed everything. The Gunners have got 2 wins. They have 2 draws. The points only Arsenal has got in all the times when Arsenal has met PSG. It was 2-0 in the season October 2 where Arsenal made it. It is the goal which are going to be counting. It is not the stats which are going to be counting. It is definitely true. It is the goals which are going to be true. If you are putting that ball into the nets, then that is what the scoreline is going to be. The stats are not going to be claiming that. And on the other hand, Arsenal winning that on 2018, it was in the Champions Cup 5-1 against PSG, and again in the Champions League group stage 2016, it was a draw for both of them. This has been the story of Arsenal and PSG all the way around whenever they have met each other. So what are y'all say? Give your votes, guys. Give your votes. Those who are watching this, give your votes. Can Gunners make this against PSG today, or it is the likes of PSG who are going to be making that. But from my predictions, it is definitely PSG who are going to be making that. It is definitely PSG who are going to be making that. No denying the fact, because in the previous time, it was 10 shots which PSG took at an away fixture where they were at the Emirates. But it has happened. It has happened. And another big factor to be talking about for both of them is Arsenal. Whenever they have played at home, they haven't yet faced a defeat. They haven't yet faced a defeat to PSG. Neither for away, but for those away fixtures, they have got a draw. At the away fixtures, they have got a draw, but in the home fixtures, whenever they have met, they have got two victories. They have got two victories. It was in the Champions Cup as well. They have got those victories. They have got those victories. See, the home fixtures for Arsenal will be critical into that, but then also PSG will be making it through. PSG will be making it through. PSG will be definitely making it through. No denying the fact. No denying the fact. We are just 6 minutes away for this. We are just 6 minutes away from here. Look at that. Look at that. We are just 6 minutes away from here for this fixture to be happening. Just 6 minutes away for the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. My goodness, my goodness. Is this going to be true? Is this going to be big? Oh my goodness. Arsenal and PSG, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big one. Give your predictions, guys. Give your predictions. Just 7 minutes left into this, and the game is going to begin. Game is going to begin in just 7 minutes. But who is the one who is going to be making that? Who is the one who is going to be making that? My goodness. Look at that goal which happened. Look at that goal which happened. Martinelli also scoring this. Look at that goal which he scored against Los Blancos. My goodness. Arsenal making this against Real Madrid, and they have clinched their spot in the semi-finals. Will they be making that? PSG winning those against the Premier League clubs Aston Villa and Liverpool. Will they be defeating another Premier League team, Arsenal? My goodness, Champions League is taking a big toll. But it is Luis Enrique who is still claiming that they have got those defeats against Mikel Arteta's team in this season. But that was a different story. But now it is going to be a different one. My goodness, my goodness. Declan Rice, marvelous set piece taker he has become. Two of those set pieces which he has taken against Los Blancos, they were marvelous match-turning moments. But Luis Enrique has got Nuno Mendes, he has got Hakimi, those inverted right backs, as well as Desire Doué. My goodness. Arsenal has got Bukayo Saka, 7 matches, 5 goals he has got. He is also one of those big names. Look at that. Bukayo Saka getting that goal against the Los Blancos in those knockout fixtures. It is also that big one talking about this. It was also that big one talking into that. Mikel Merino is also there, but Donnarumma has got 4 clean sheets, 28 saves. My goodness, 12 matches. He has got those big numbers talking. He has got those big numbers talking. He has got those big numbers talking for him. My goodness, this is going to be a big. Can PSG defeat another Premier League? Can PSG defeat another Premier League team? My goodness, can PSG defeat another Premier League team? They have got past Aston Villa, they have got past Liverpool. Liverpool has clinched the table, but are they going to be making that? Are they going to be claiming in making that against another Premier League team? My God, PSG will be the name written if they are going to make that, getting rid of all the Premier League teams. From the French League comes Paris Saint-Germain. My goodness, how is that going to be? How is that going to be with this lineup of PSG? But Mikel Arteta, again looking at this lineup, he has got those changes. Mikel Arteta has got those changes. The last time they have met PSG, they have got Havertz, they have got Partey on the mid page, they have got Calafiori, they have got Gabriel Jesus. But Kiwior, Luis Kelly are there on the centre backs, left backs. It is Declan Rice, Merino, and Odegaard on the mid page, but the last time it was the likes of Thomas Partey. And on the forwards, it is the likes of Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka. And from the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, look at that. It is Desire Doué, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. It is not Kang-in Lee for the centre forwards. It is not the likes of Barcola on the wings. Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, these are the two changes Paris Saint-Germain has got. The last time when they have met Arsenal, it was a different story. Luis Enrique has claimed that. Neves, Vitina, Ruiz on the mid pitch, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes on the centre backs. Marquinhos and Pacho, they have been the best centre back pairing of UEFA Champions League this season. They have been the best centre back pairings of this season in terms of aerial duels, in terms of those ball tackles won, in terms of those clearances, in terms of those aerial duels. Every aspect, Marquinhos and Pacho were there. And talking about Donnarumma, he has been making those saves. But it is the likes of David Roya. Will he be capable of getting past the strikes of Dembele, Desire Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Hakimi, Mendes, getting into those attacks? We had the detailed analysis what happened the last time when Arsenal and PSG met in the second fixtures of the Champions League this season, and what were our predictions. We have made that all. But to talk about Arsenal, they have got the injuries which they were having. But Luis Enrique hasn't got any injuries and no suspensions. Thomas Partey from Mikel Arteta's man is on a suspension. Tomiyasu is out, Calafiori is out, Gabriel is out, Jorginho is out, Gabriel Jesus is out, Kai Havertz is also out. What are your says? Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on that poll section which has been pinned on the chat. Give your votes on that poll section. Only 1 minute left. Look at that. The players are there over on the page. The players are seen moving over to the page. The players are seen moving over here to the page. How is that going to be? The last time when they both have met, the story was a different one as per the words of Luis Enrique, but it is the same man. He is going to be Slavako Vinkic, the man on the camera right now. He was there for the previous fixture where Arsenal got that 2-0 victory, and now again he is that man, the same referee on those match referee decisions on the page. It is Slavako Vinkic. He is having that toss over here. He has a toss, and it is Odegaard who has won that. Arsenal has won that toss. Slavako Vinkic claiming that toss, and he has made that happen. And it is Odegaard, Arsenal, who will get the nets. I think Paris Saint-Germain will definitely get that. PSG will get that. They have got past Liverpool. They have got past Unai Emery's Aston Villa. They have that capability of making that. This is the semi-final. 12:30 is the time, late at night, and it is going to be big. and hope the referee on the pitch, Slavako Vinkic, does that job good. Hope this referee, Slavako Vinkic, does his job good. Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching, give your votes. Can Arsenal get past PSG today? Hell yeah, it is 67% votes. PSG chokes. It is 30. Oh my god, we have got that another vote. Hell yeah, 75%. My goodness. My goodness, we have just got another vote that hell yeah, Arsenal are going to get past PSG. But there is also another option that can PSG choke Arsenal? Can PSG choke Arsenal? That is also the another voting polling section which is there. Two of them are available. Give your votes, guys. Give your votes. 75% are saying we have made the predictions, we have made the analysis when both of them met in the second fixture of the UEFA Champions League this season. We have the detailed analysis of the lineups as well, and it was the last time when this happened, as well as the polling section is open till the game begins, as well as up to those stoppage fixtures. The stoppage time, the polling section is open. The game is about to begin. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Will 2-0 be the story? It is Dembele who has passed that. Juan Neves gives that to the wings. But what a way pass. Juan Neves makes that so early in this game. For whom he was trying, he was expecting Kvaratskhelia to be high on the pitch. My goodness, that is what the mentality is looking. So yes, Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, but will the story be the same? Will the story be the same? Will the story be the same? 2-0 again, or it is going to be PSG getting that? Give your votes, those of you who are watching, on that poll section which has been pinned on the chat. Dembele gets that. Dembele has got that ball on his feet glued, but most of the Luis Enrique's men in the starting 1 minute are down on their own half. It is João Neves getting past Nuno Mendes. That is some sort of pressure which PSG are feeling on their legs. PSG in the start of the first minute are feeling that pressure on their legs. My goodness. PSG has already started feeling the pressure on their legs. It is quite evident they have been making. The kickoff has happened already 1 minute 30 seconds into this game. 75% vote saying hell yeah, 25% saying PSG will choke Arsenal. What are your says? Give your votes, guys. Donnarumma, Marquinhos, inside the box, passes happening. Hakimi passes that to the wings, Desire Doué, but he was down on the pitch. Desire Doué was down on the pitch. Lewis Kelly passing to Raya. Odegaard. It is for Martinelli, but has been missed. Hakimi has got that challenge. Hakimi has got that challenge. Slavako Vinkic has given that a foul. Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, has given that a foul. It was Mikel Merino and Hakimi who had got that tackle. A free kick in favor of PSG. Nuno Mendes. Back to Pacho. Marquinhos. Marquinhos passes that up high on the pitch. Desire Doué. Hakimi. Hakimi is high up. Back to Neves. Look at that part of Hakimi where he is high up on the pitch. He is targeting that part of Luis Kelly. He is that part of Kivio. It is the likes of Martinelli who is also down on those left mid pitch. Dembele passing to João Neves. Hakimi again. Back to Neves. Marquinhos, much of the possession by the men in blue. PSG feeling that at the Emirates so far. Nuno Mendes has got that. It is now Dembele on the mid pitch. He is chasing high up. Will he pass that? He passes that to the left wing. Kvaratskhelia is there. He is getting that into the... Oh my God! It is into the nets. PSG has scored. PSG has scored. Paris Saint-Germain has got that goal against the Gunners. It is 3 minutes 30 seconds on the watch. PSG has done it. They has got past Liverpool. They have gone past Aston Villa for the knockouts of the UEFA Champions League, and now at the Emirates for the first leg of the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. It is the first where PSG has netted it. PSG has netted it. My goodness. The kickoff has happened, and in just 3 minutes 15 seconds, look at that repeat. Dembele passing that to Kvaratskhelia on the wings. Kvaratskhelia moved into the box. He passed that to Dembele with his left footer. No effort shot that was from Dembele, and Dembele has netted it. Dembele has netted it. It was a no effort shot. It was a no effort shot. It was just a shot taken on a casual note from Dembele, and Dembele has got that. Big boy Dembele making it. Man in blue, Luis Enrique, who was confident, and before the game he has commented that the last time when Arsenal has got a 2-0 victory over PSG, it was a different story. Their mentality was different. Now it is going to be different, and it has happened. It has happened. My goodness. My goodness, this is something which is looking so good at the Emirates. PSG are be capable of getting past the Premier League team. My goodness. Make it big, boy. Make it big. Luis Enrique must not be that happy about that goal because it is at the Emirates. The second leg will be at the Parc des Princes, but it was the possession which PSG was having early in this, and they have netted it. They have netted it. It was a no effort shot from Dembele. It was a no effort shot from Dembele. My goodness, who could have imagined that PSG will get past Liverpool, PSG will get past Aston Villa, and now they are one up against the Gunners, Emirates, Arsenals. It is inside the box. Donnarumma catches that goal. Keep your calm, boy. Keep your calm. Keep your patience. Keep your calm. 1 goal lead, enough. 6 minutes on the watch so far. Give your votes. Those of you who are believing that can Arsenal beat PSG today, hell yeah. Give your votes on that poll section which has been pinned on the chat. It is PSG choking Arsenal. It is that second option. Give your votes. And Slovako wing kick on the referee part. It was the previous fixture where this man witnessed that 2-0 victory for the Gunners, and now it is 1-0 up so early into that for Paris Saint-Germain. My goodness, who could have just imagined that Mikel Arteta will get a 1-0 down in just 3 minutes 15 seconds. Donnarumma takes that goal kick. Kvaratskhelia getting for that header. João Neves passes that. Vitina getting to Mendes. Back to Donnarumma. Safe play, boy. Safe play. Don't make those misjudged passes. Pacho passing to Mendes. Mendes trying to find Kvaratskhelia. What a class pass. Now it is Vitina on the mid pitch, chasing high up. Gets that to Kvaratskhelia again. Back to Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz, look at that. PSG are having one of their mid-pitch players staying on those pivotal roles, whereas 2 of them are moving high up on the page. It is now Desire Doué. He is getting past. My God, he has got past 1, 2, 3 men. Now he passes that to Hakimi. It is Vitina now passing to Dembele. Dembele gets a chip-in shot up high up. It was Nuno Mendes inside the box into those center forward positions. What a fluidity PSG are having in this game. It was Nuno Mendes from the left backs. He was inside the box. Look at that. It is PSG who was in the starting of the game made to miss passes, but now they are with that one goal lead looking bit confident. But Arsenal will have that mentality. Arsenal will also that their mentality to be coming on. Now it is Martinelli from Arsenal. He is onto the edge of the box. He has got past, but no way near the nets. It was out of the woodwork. It was out of the woodwork. But I think that is a corner. Marquinhos got that block. It is a corner. The first corner which is going to be incoming. The first corner which is going to be incoming. Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching this, give your vote. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah. 75% has given that vote on that poll which has been pinned, and 25% are saying that PSG can choke Arsenal. Give your votes, those of you who are watching this. It is a corner being taken. Saliba is inside the box. Who is going to take that header? It is a long lofted one on the edge of the box. Set pieces has missed that corner opportunity. Set pieces, Gunners has missed that. It is a foul to Hakimi. It is a big foul to Hakimi. It is a big foul to Hakimi. Give him a red card. Oh my goodness. Slavako Vinke gives a yellow card to Trossard for that counter-attack challenge which he made to Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi was tackled bad. Look at that. He got that ball high up. But Trossard getting that tackle from behind just gets a yellow card. My goodness. My goodness. Can you believe that? Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, just gives a yellow card for Trossard for that ugly tackle which was made. My goodness. But the Gunners, the set pieces, has missed one of that corner opportunity. One corner they got, they have missed it. Despacho now passing that to Kvaratskhelia. What a class pass. Is Dembele passing that. Desire Doué inside the box. He takes a left footer. Baby shot from Desire Doué. Baby shot from Desire Doué. No worries for David Raya so far. That shot was a baby shot from Desire Doué. Dembele was lucky that he has got that goal, because that shot from Dembele was a casual one, not a big shot. It was a casual shot, but it has went into the nets. That is what the worry for Luis Enrique will be. Now it is Fabian Ruiz winning that challenge. Vitina has got the position, passes that high up on the right wings. Desire Doué back to Pacho. Marquinhos. Vitina again. Back to Pacho. PSG are trying to claim their formation. That is what the rest which they are getting. But from the inverted backs, the crosses which they are happening on the mid pitch, that is where the Mikel Arteta's Gunners are a bit lacking over. Mikel Arteta's Gunners are lacking over there from those inverted back passes which the Gunners are having. Look at that. Dembele is down on those defensive mid-pitch. Fluidity is happening much. Kvaratskhelia against the likes of Timber. That is a big one. We will be having that big watch. It is Kvaratskhelia against Timber, and it is Luis Kelly against Desire Doué. On the other hand, for the Gunners, it is Martinelli against Hakimi. Oh my God, Desire Doué is again inside the box, passing to Hakimi. Vitina again. Marquinhos. João Neves. The ball is in possession of the Paris Saint-Germain. But look at that. It was the likes of Saka against Mendes. That is also the aspect to be looking for in this game. It is Kvaratskhelia on the edge of the box. Saka is there. Timber is there for that challenge. But Kvaratskhelia has won that corner. Kvaratskhelia has won that corner. Incoming again. My goodness. It is that first set piece which the Gunners has enjoyed so far. And now it is the Paris Saint-Germain Luis Enrique's men now claiming to get hold of that corner. It is Kvaratskhelia who has won that short corner being taken. It is Desire Doué and Kvaratskhelia on the edge of the box. Across that is to the far post. It is Vitinha, Hakimi taking that shot, missed, blocked. João Neves again to Hakimi, a header that is, oh my god, Marquinhos was there on the box. He took that header, but no worries for David Raya for this set piece taken. My goodness, Paris Saint-Germain are giving their best. And talking about the fixtures of Paris Saint-Germain before this game against the likes of the Gunners, they have played their last game on April 26th. It is 4 days rest which PSG has got into this. That is a big one. And to talk about Gunners in the fixtures, the last time they have met Crystal Palace, that was a draw and it was on the April 24th. So the Gunners has got 6 days of rest time, whereas the Paris Saint-Germain has only got 3.5 to 4 days of rest time. That is the story which is looking for. The Gunners has got that ample amount of rest on their legs compared to that of the PSG, the men in blue. It is free kick. David Raya going to take that. Slavako Vinkic giving that in favor of the Gunners. Long one. Raya taking that on the edge of the box, but it is out of the pitch for a goal kick. Donnarumma will now avail the possession. Look at that goal. It was casual shot. Dembele took that shot casual, but it has went into the nets. That was a casual shot. It even hits the far post, but the ball cuts into the nets. It hits the far post, but then also it cuts into the net. My goodness, how are things in rolling? Luis Enrique is having his eyes on the pitch and claiming something to his players to be making that big. Neves getting that. Vitinha passing that high up. Desire Doué now has got Neves. My goodness, Neves has got the possession, passing to Dembele. Crossing the pitch, Fabian Ruiz now to Kvaratskhelia on the left wings. No one is there from the mid pitch. Kvaratskhelia is getting into the box. He has got it. It is a penalty. Kvaratskhelia has been fouled inside the box. But Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, claims that it is not even a foul. It is not even a foul. Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, claims that it is not even a foul, but Kvaratskhelia was tackled inside the box. What is that going to be? Is it going to be a good decision for that? Let us have a recap of that. What just happened is not looking good. Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, not even having those VR. Was he so much confident, or was he having that look of that fall which Kvaratskhelia had on the pitch? It is a big foul to Kvaratskhelia again. Look at that. Timber has made that foul. No cards are being shown. The referee Slavako Vinkic, look at that foul. It is Timber who has hit Kvaratskhelia on his legs. It was inside the box, and now it is again on the edge of the lines. But Slavako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, not giving a card to. Look at that. Timber got hold of Kvaratskhelia inside the box. Look at that. Inside the box, Kvaratskhelia was held by Timber with his legs. But the referee on the pitch, Slavako Vinkic, is not even bothered to give a card, not even bothered to get a VR on that. This is shame. This is shame. Refereeing by Slavako Vinkic, it is a big shame. It is a big shame. 2 times Timber tackled Kvaratskhelia bad. 1 time he hits on his legs, and the another time he just gets hold of his move inside the box. But Timber has not been given any yellow card, a penalty being denied, and a red card being denied. This is something big. Such type of decisions are hilarious. Such type of decisions in the UEFA Champions League by the referee Slavko Vinkic, it is hilarious. It is a shame. It is a big 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 shame. Such refereeing on the pitch is a big shame. How can you afford to make that? It is a big shame. Kvaratskhelia getting those 2 tackles, but Timber being not given any sort of card, a penalty not being given. It is a big shame. And that too in the semi-finals of the Champions League, we are witnessing that. It is Desire Due being tackled by Luis Kelly. Foul being given for that. Donnarumma now passing that. Pacho Mendes. PSG are having that position of the ball. Look at that. It is Timber again getting a foul to Kvaratskhelia. It is Timber who is getting those nasty challenges time and again. It is looking bullshit. It is looking bad. It is bad refereeing going on. Again, Timber getting that challenge. Look at that. He hits with his boot on the back foot of Kvaratskhelia. Now Slavko Vinkic is having a word with Marquinhos, the captain of PSG, and with Odegaard. What is that talking when the foul has been done? Give a card for that. It is the talking which is going on between the captains Odegaard and Marquinhos, as well as the referee on the pitch. Slavko Vinkic is having words with the captain for those fouls. This is bad. This is bad. This is ugly. This is bad. This is ugly. This is so bad and this is so ugly. This is hilarious. Such type of decisions which are a bit critical, and that too in those semi-finals of the Champions League. This is hilarious. This is bad. Nuno Mendes is getting that, a left footer again for Kvaratskhelia, but this time Timber gets that header block good. Gunners with Odegaard now moving high up on the pitch on the right part. Saka has got that, trying to get past the clearance, but now Odegaard again. Look at that clearance from Marquinhos. It was a good one. Marquinhos getting that header, denying Merino of any chances. Slavko Vinkic, the referee, now gives a free kick in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. But the early 21 minutes so far on the watch, it has been hilarious. The decisions by Slavko Vinkic on the pitch today for those tackles which were made to Kvaratskhelia by Timber, especially 2 of the times, one inside the box, one on the near the sidelines. 2 of them were hilarious and ridiculous decisions which were being taken. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, the votes are open on that chat in the poll section up to those stoppage time, as long as the game is going to continue. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah. Or it is the PSG who are going to choke the Arsenal. Give your votes on that poll section. It is Dembele now dropping down, passing to Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes trying to clear the ball, but it is on the mid-page. Merino has got the interception. Passing that to Saka again. Saka now up against Mendes, but passes back to Timber. Back to Saka. Saka on the edge, crosses it to the far post. 2 of the headers. Merino is there, Trossard is there. Martinelli passing that, crossing from Martinelli, but blocked. PSG has got the likes of Marquinhos and Pacho in aspects of aerial duels, in terms of, look at that, this time now a foul that was for Luis Kelly, and the referee just blows the whistle so early. Slavko Vinkic, Hakimi made that challenge. It was on the run to Luis Kelly, and this referee Slavko Vinkic now makes that whistle blow so early. What a biased refereeing it is looking from Slavko Vinkic so far in just 23 minutes of the gameplay. It is looking bad. It is looking hilarious. It is looking absolutely ridiculous. Such type of match refereeing is definitely not the talk of the town you can expect in the UEFA Champions League semi-finals. A free kick being awarded to the Gunners. Slavko Venkic is giving everything in their favor. Slavko Venkic is giving everything to their favor. Odegaard now going to take that free kick. It is the likes of Timber, it is the likes of Trossard, Merino. They are inside the box, but will those headers be counting? Set pieces have got that second show. A header that is coming in. Mikel Merino, I think this time. No, it was Kivio who got that header, but straight into the hands of Donnarumma with a drop. I think that was offside. The flags were not raised, but I think Kivio was bait offside. Nevertheless, Donnarumma now takes that. It is some sort of error by Fabian Ruiz on the mid-pitch. He is not looking to the best of his form. Odegaard has won that, giving that to Saka. Saka on the wings, moving high up. It is a throw which the Gunners have won. Timber now going to take that. Timber now going to take that throw. Passes to Odegaard. It is offside. Look at that. It was offside, but not being given. Was Odegaard onside for that throw to be taken? Back passes to Saliba. Raya clears the ball to the left wings. Martinelli up against Marquinhos, but this time the flags were raised. It was offside. It was offside. Look at that. Centre back offside trap. Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes are staying so aligned at times. Mendes now getting that. Mendes, the crosses which he is making is looking predictable, and it is the likes of Merino who is that man on the mid pitch winning that. It is Mikel Merino who on the mid pitch is blocking those crosses coming in from Mendes time and again. That is the risk which Paris Saint-Germain will be having that. It is Hakimi who has won that. He is charging forward. He passes that to João Neves. João Neves to Kvaratskhelia on the left wings inside the box. It is a shot from Kvaratskhelia. Baby shot again. That is what PSG lacks. That is what the forwards of Paris Saint-Germain are lacking in this game. They are getting the potential hold of the ball in those counters, but the shots which they are taking in, it is a away leg. But then also the 3 shots, Dembele getting that a goal. It was the likes of Desire Doué getting those shots. It was the likes of Kvaratskhelia getting those shots. Those shots are not looking that beautiful as well as clinical enough to get a goal. Now it is Trossard passing that. Lewis Kelly gets that to Trossard, left footer straight into the hands of Donnarumma. That was a nobody for Donnarumma. I mean, in terms of shots being taken, Arsenal are looking a bit powerful with that. But Donnarumma is that tall man, whereas from the likes of PSG, the shots being taken from their attacks are looking baby shots. Nobody's for David Raya with those shots. Fabian Ruiz now winning that. João Neves. Dembele passes back to Hakimi. It is Neves again passing that to Dembele. Look at that positioning of Dembele. He is staying deep down. He is making those passes. He is making those runs. From the mid-pitch, the fluidity is happening. And that early goal, PSG has got into it. It is a big boost. Big boost. Away leg game for the first leg and getting a goal in just 3.5 minutes. It is a big boost in the Champions League. And in the first leg, if Paris Saint-Germain are going to claiming that 1-0 lead, it will be a big one. It will be a big one, that too at the Emirates. Raya now passing to Saliba. Saliba makes a stunt move, running it high up. Saka this time getting that. Back to Timber. Back to Saliba again. This time it is Kelly who has moved high up. Saliba is trying to get something creative on the pitch. Saliba is trying to get something creative on the pitch. Saliba is getting creative on the page. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on that poll section. How is this game going to be ending? It is the Gunners who are now struggling to keep the possession of the ball, whereas the fluidity which the Paris Saint-Germain are having, it is looking good. Arsene Wenger on the stands. Look at that. It is Arsene Wenger on the stands. After that victory over Real Madrid, Arsene Wenger has made that bold statement that it was a good one, and now he is witnessing this game again from the stands. Look at that at the Emirates. Arsene Wenger is having that at such an age. That legendary man, Arsene Wenger, still watching the Gunners. Will he make some sort of comeback for the team? Pacho now PSG having the possession. Mendes passing to Desire Doué. Back to Mendes. Pacho again getting Marquinhos. Back to Pacho. Mendes. Mendes now gets a lofted one to the wings. He was trying to get this time Desire Doué on the left wings. Look at that. It is now Kvaratskhelia who has moved to the right wings, and it is now Doué moving on to the left part of the wings, whereas Dembele is staying that full forward. Look at that. Pacho stopping Odegaard with that trick move. That is what I am saying. Marquinhos and Pacho in the Champions League this season, combining both of these two centre backs, they have been the best in terms of aerial duels, in terms of those physical. It is Dembele again inside the box. He gets in. Will he get a cut in or he passed that? No, he is having the possession. My goodness. Dembele is still having the possession. He gets that into the box. It is Desire Doué. He gets that. A shot taken. It is Fabian Ruiz getting the ball. It hits the pole. It hits the pole. That shot hits the pole. It could have been the second goal which the Paris Saint-Germain players could have got that, but it hits the first post. Desire Doué getting that. Oh my god, it was offside. Fabian Ruiz nonetheless gets that shot on that rebound, but he was offside because that is what I am saying. Desire, Doué, Dembele, the shots which they are taking, Kvaratskhelia, the shots which they are taking, they are going inside the box. They are making those shots, but those shots are looking baby shots. That is what Luis Enrique will be having that worry. That is what Luis Enrique will be having that worry. Back to Saliba. I think the ball is off for a throw. Mikel Arteta is looking on a hurry, passing that to Timber from the sidelines for that throw to be taken so quick. Timber is taking his time because the Gunners are not finding that space good enough. The Gunners are not finding that space good enough, whereas they are making those moves as well. It is a win by Vitina, passing to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia chasing high up, passing that back to Hakimi. Look at that. It is João Neves. It is the likes of Vitina. Both are changing the mid-pitch positions along with the likes of Dembele. They are getting those fluid movements on the pitch. Whereas the Gunners are doing their hard work, running all across the pitch, but not getting the possession of the ball so good. It is now Pacho winning back to Marquinhos. Vitina this time getting to Hakimi. Hakimi is speeding up. My goodness, Hakimi is speeding up. On the mid pitch, it is something Martinelli getting that, but Fabian Ruiz has got that interception. It is a foul from Martinelli from behind. Give him a card. Give him a card for that. My goodness, give him a card, but the referee is not giving any card for that tackle. Look at that. Slovako wing kick not giving that card, which Trossard got a tackle to Hakimi. My goodness. Is this refereeing is going to be a one-way? Is this going to be a one-way? But only a free kick being awarded. Pacho taking it from Bettina. Mendes getting that. Desire Doué, Dembele, Fabian Ruiz, but Fabian Ruiz is getting those defensive interceptions. But in those creativity, he is lacking. Pacho passing back to Mendes, Donnarumma. Marquinhos inside the box, get hold of the ball. Lofted one from Marquinhos, trying to find Vitina. Odegaard gets that interception, but one. It is now Joao Neves passing to Kvaratskhelia. Crossing of the wings. Desire Doué. Dembele is there on the edge of the box, but for whom is Desire Doué moving up? Desire Doué gets a fall, and he has a miss in those dribblings. The possession being lost cheaply. Desire Doué losing the possession of the ball cheaply inside the box. This time Fabian Ruiz getting a tackle to Arsenal's Bukayo Saka. The referee, Slovako wing kick, blows that whistle good. The foul which is being considered from the PSG players, Slovako wing kick is getting the whistle blown so good. But when the foul is being considered by the Gunners to the man in blue, Luis Enrique's PSG, the whistle is not being blown and the decisions are not getting that good enough. It is now Bukayo Saka passing that to Trossard. Trossard is getting some sort of 360-degree move. Joao Neves this time getting a tackle to Luis Kelly. A foul. No cards being given for that. Look at that. It was a bit of a stunt move from Luis Kelly for getting a free kick. The set pieces are not being able to get those build up good enough inside the box of the PSG, and so they are claiming some sort of upset moments on the pitch with those set pieces to be taken. Because so far talking about in this game, look at this, the number of shots which has been taken so far, only one. Arsenal has got one shot, whereas Paris Saint-Germain has got 6 and 4 on target. This is something which has to be kept. This is something which the Gunners are looking a bit depressing so far on the first half of the semi-finals first leg. Again, Odegaard going to take that set piece. He takes that, a short one, short set piece, blocked by Kvaratskhelia. It is those 3 set pieces Arsenal has got, 1 corner and 2 set pieces, but they have missed it. Oh my God, it is inside the box, getting in. Oh my God, Mikel Merino inside the box has a fall. Mikel Merino inside the box has a fall. Slovako wing kick blows the whistle. Look time. Look at this. It was the time when Kvaratskhelia had a fall. The whistle was not blown, but this time it is Mikel Merino who having a fall on the pitch. That challenge. No, it was Joao Neves touching the ball first, and then after that he gets. It was a good tackle from Joao Neves. Nothing to be denied. Nothing sort of a free kick. But Slovako wing kick this time blows the whistle. Look at that. It was quite scary. It was Desire Doué falling inside the box for PSG. inside the box of the Gunners, but that time Slavako Vinkic doesn't even care, bother to blow a whistle. It was a tackle from Timber, but this time he blows the whistle. My goodness, biased refereeing going on from Slavako Vinkic. No denying the fact. 38 minutes on the watch, and it is biased refereeing which is happening. Look at that. It is looking absolutely biased. That is Marino now winning that. Passing to Luis Kelly, Rice. Changing the wings, it is Bukayo Saka. Saka on the edge, trying to get past Kvaratskhelia. He has got that. A left footer, baby shot that is. No worries for Donnarumma. No worries for Donnarumma for that shot being taken by Bukayo Saka from the... It was far from the box. It was far from the box, but Saka has got a free kick goal. I mean, the previous time when the Gunners have got that, it was a weird free kick, but he has got that. Was he claiming to get that again? It is now Pacho. He has lost that. Saka winning that. Saka again passing that to Merino. Merino now giving that to Trossard. Change of the wings. It is Saka again. It is the Gunners who are enjoying some sort of position, but oh my God, it was to the far post. Donnarumma couldn't get a hold of that. Martinelli just couldn't get enough touch of that. It is the hard way. It is the hard way where the Gunners are trying to get it somehow inside the box. And this was, I think, one of the best moves which Gunners has made, that from the likes of Bukayo Saka and Martinelli changing their own flanks. This move was good. This move from Arsenal so far in this game was good, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But the refereeing in this game from this man, Slavako Vinkic, is quite questionable for those previous two tackles which were made by Timber to Kvaratskhelia. It is a big question which Slavako Vinkic definitely has to answer. It is a big question which Slavako Vinkic has to answer. 40 minutes, 30 seconds on the watch. Again, a free kick for the Gunners. Now this time near the center part of the pitch. It is Raya who has moved so high up to take that free kick. It is Saliba, it is Kelly. They are staying deep down on those defensive aspects. Raya goes for that long goal kick inside the box. It is inside the box. Donnarumma gets it safe. Touches were there from the Gunners, but Donnarumma gets the hold of the ball. Good. No threat so far. No threat so far for the visitors at the Emirates. No threat so far. It was a good one. Merino crossed that. They're trying to get that, but from the likes of PSG, it is Pachko who is looking a bit relaxed in those tackles, and he is really doing that good. Pachko is definitely making those tackles looking relaxed, and he is making that so efficiently. The set pieces now has got those 4 free kicks, 1 corner, combining 5. They haven't been yet clinical into that, but they are claiming those free kicks, they are claiming those corners time and again, posing for that threat. Nuno Mendes this time. It is Saka who has won that, but the flags are raised. The flags are raised. Saka is looking frustrated. It is Slavako Vinkic this time, bringing out his card. It is for Bukayo Saka. This time, Slavako Vinkic has made that decision good. It is a yellow card for Bukayo Saka for that tackle made to Nuno Mendes. This time, he has just shown that yellow card, which was deserving. It is deserving. It is deserving. It is definitely deserving. Oh my god, after so much of time, this referee Slovako Vinkic now gives that yellow card to Bukayo Saka. But the previous two tackles, it was Timber who made that. He just couldn't afford to give them a yellow card for that. Give your votes, guys. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes on that poll section. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah. Or it is PSG choking Arsenal? The poll section is open up to those stoppage time. It is Kvaratskhelia winning that. But Kvaratskhelia is not having some sort of good form. As well as with his position. Oh my god, a yellow card for Hakimi. Cards are now being shown. Slovako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, now has taken a different turn. It is just on the edge of the first half. Slovako Vinkic, the referee on the pitch, has now starting showing yellow cards. Back to back, it is Bukayo Saka, and now it is Hakimi yellow card. 2 yellow cards. So early on the edge of the first half to be completing. So early on the edge of the first half to be completing. It is Slovako Vinkic giving 2 yellow cards. But no yellow cards for Timber for that tackle which was made time and again to Kvaratskhelia in those first 10 minutes of the watch. 44 minutes are up. 1 minute left in the first half. 1 minute. Declan Rice this time passing to Trossard on the mid page. It is a good win. Fabian Ruiz this time getting that. Again he is getting a tackle. Has been won. Whistle has been blown. Slovako Vinkic blows the whistle. But it was a fair tackle. It was a fair tackle. Timber now getting to Bukayo Saka again. Saka, whom is he going to get that? No one is inside the box. Ball has been passed back to Saliba. It is Kelly who is having those moves against. It is Trossard inside the box. He gets that. Oh my god, what a save! Donnarumma has a big save. Donnarumma has a big save. Donnarumma has got that big save. Trossard got that from Lewis Kelly. He went into the box. From his right footer, Donnarumma, the man, saves that goal. Donnarumma saves that goal. My goodness, PSG are looking, Paris Saint-Germain are looking in all aspects a complete package. And what? Oh my god, that was a foul to João Neves inside the box. Donnarumma had a big save. My goodness, can you just believe that? It was Luis Enrique. 1 minute of added time for this first half. 1 minute of added time. It was Luis Enrique in those pre-match conferences has said that the 2-0 victory the last time the Gunners has got over Paris Saint-Germain, it was going to be a different story. And yes, Luis Enrique, the statement which he made that it was going to be a different story, yes, it has been a different story. What was that? Because in the previous meetup this season of the Champions League, it was the second fixture, Arsenal meeting PSG. It was a 2-0 win for the Gunners. It was the referee Slovako Vinkic who was there for that game. 2-0 victory for the Arsenals. And for this, in the first half so far, PSG 1, Arsenal 0. My goodness, the visitors has claimed that 1-0 lead so far. They are going to be making that because PSG has got those wins in the Premier League against the likes of Liverpool, against the likes of Aston Villa. They have crushed the Premier League teams so far in those knockouts, so far in the Champions League, and they are now 1-up for the first leg, and that too an away one. The Gunners at the Emirates has failed to just make any sort of complete shot on target to be making. Look at that. In terms of corners, both PSG and the Gunners have got one each. We will look into the detailed those detailed analysis of this. I will take a short 1 minute break. There is the halftime which is going on. I will take a short 1 minute break. Do stay tuned to it. I'll be just back. I will be just back in 1 minute. 1 to 2 minutes, I will be just back. We will be having the analysis. Three things which are going to be critical into that. The tackle which Timber was making time and again to cover Sculia, and the referee on the pitch, Slavako winking, not even bothering to give a card or a foul for those tackles. What was that? It was the one. And the second point is that the foul which happened and Hakimi was given a yellow card and Bukayo Saka was given a yellow card, then why was those yellow cards not being shown in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the gameplay? These have been the points which have been concerning, as well as the comparison of both the Luis Kelly against Desire Due, Timber against the likes of Kvaratskhelia, Hakimi against Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka against Mendes, as well as those stats which have been prevailing that the set pieces gunners who have got those, set pieces, 4 set pieces they have taken so far in the first half, one of the corners which they have taken, all in all 5, but not being that clinical enough to get a goal at their home of the Emirates against the visitors PSG. We will be having the detailed analysis. Do stay tuned. Do stay tuned. I'll be just back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'll be just back. And those of you who are watching, give your votes. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah. Or it is the likes of PSG choking Arsenal. Give your votes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Oh my God. Who could have imagined that Luis Enrique's men were going to just brag about their rights? Who were just having a thought that Luis Enrique's man were going to have those bragging rights at the Emirates? And yes, this has happened. Yes, this has happened for a cause. This has happened for a good, and this has happened. We are back from that break, and now we are for that second leg watching, and we will be making the analysis of the first leg which happened. But before moving on to this, just have the lineups of the PSG on screen. Yes, it is the lineups which we are having. It was PSG who started this game. Look at that. It all started so good. It all started so good. But looking at that, I mean, it was the likes of two changes which Luis Enrique got into this. It was Dembele and Kvaratskhelia from the previous meeting where they were having the likes of Kang In Lee and the likes of Barcola on the startup. Do excuse me for having that water, some sort of water, for just having my throat good enough for that second half. But it was the change which happened. Dembele was there, Kvaratskhelia was there. These were the two changes which Luis Enrique got into his squad. And on the other hand, Arsenal, the last time when they met PSG, it was the change where Havertz was there, but it is Martinelli and Trossard who were there. Trossard was the man. It was in the mid-page. Thomas Partey was there, but he is on a suspension. It was on the left back. Scalafiori was there, but now it is Luis Skelly, and it was the likes of Gabriel who was there, but now it is Cueva. And apart from that, all of them were the same. 4 changes for Mikel Arteta into his squad, and it was the likes of 2 changes for Luis Enrique in the squad. This is the story which was happening from the lineups. We were having those discussions, and when the game begins, look at that. When the game started happening, when the kickoff happened, it was so early to be talking about. From the start, if we have a watch, it was so early that first goal happened, but it was some sort of rusty passes from Neves which was happening in the first minute. It was the Gunners taking those possessions, but after that goal which happened from Dembele, Kvaratskhelia making his move into the box, he passing that to Dembele, Dembele taking a casual shot, not a powerful one, which he takes most of the times. That too from the edge of the box, it went into the nets, and that was the moment when after 3 minutes, I mean, the first 3 minutes, PSG players were looking, their legs were shaking, they were making some missed passes, but after that goal happened, it was all for those PSG players who were looking confident enough on the pitch. It was Leonardo Trossard on those 18 minutes getting a yellow card, but up till then, PSG has got 2 or 3 shots on the nets. It was all the way. Miguel Arteta was looking a bit frustrated on the sidelines. Things were not happening. Luis Enrique was also not having that smile on his face. He was expecting something big from his players as well. But that was the sole goal which was happening. But the decisions which this man, Slavko Vinkic, was making, the 2 tackles which Timber got to Kvaratskhelia inside the box, it was the tackle which Slavko Vinkic made for those 2 tackles which were happening. That was some sort of worries. Those decisions by Slavko Vinkic on the pitch for today, they were really some sort of worries. Why he took those decisions, not even giving a card, not even giving that free kick, that was something big questionable. But after that, things went on, and he later on gives that yellow card on the 43rd minute to Bukayo Saka, and again on the 1 minute he giving that yellow card to Achraf Hakimi. 2 cards it is. It is Trossard getting a yellow card. It's Bukayo Saka getting another yellow card. It is Hakimi who has got a yellow card. Will Bukayo Saka, will be he missing the second leg? Will be the likes of Trossard missing the second leg, or will it be likes of Achraf Hakimi missing that second leg? But it all went into those 1 minute of added time in the first half, where there was some sort of opportunities for Martinelli to get past Donnarumma into the nets, but he makes that shot, but Donnarumma saves that good. Donnarumma really saved that good. And in talking about these stats, 5 shots Arsenal has taken. It is 6 shots which the man in blue, the visitors PSG, has taken, 4 on target. And Arsenal, after those 40th minute, in those late 5 minutes of the first half, has got those 4 shots on target, but none of them were clinical. But talk about the set pieces, Gunners. They have got those 4 free kicks. They were taken on the edge of the box. Crosses happened. They got some headers, 1 or 2, but it didn't bother much for Donnarumma. And in terms of position, at home, Arsenal are having 40%, whereas PSG are having 60%. 152 passes only for the Gunners, whereas 237 passes for the visitors. 11 fouls the Arsenal has considered, 8 fouls from PSG and 1 yellow card, whereas the Gunners has got only 2 per the tackle which Timber made to Kvaratskhelia inside the box as well as on the sidelines. It should either have been a red card for Timber or it should have been a penalty in favor of PSG, but no, nothing like that sort has been given by the referee on the page. Slavako Vinkic, nothing has been given by him. And looking into the shots which have been taken as well as the more detailed aspects of those which happened so far, look at that, look at that. It was so early, in just under 3 minutes 15 seconds Dembele got that first shot. He was playing those deep laying positions, especially on the mid pitch. That shot went into the nets. It hits the far post, but then also it cuts it into the nets. That is the sole goal which has happened. After that, it was again Desire Doué from the edge of the box, taking a bit far shot from his left footer, but that was a baby shot. Baby shot. Luis Enrique and his men from his attackers, especially from the likes of Desire Doué, Dembele, the likes of Kvaratskhelia, the shots has to be bit clinical enough to get a goal. After that, Hakimi on the 14th minute, it was a block. Look at that. In 14 minutes, again, Marquinhos taking that header. It was straight into the hands of Raya. Arsenal got the first shot on target on the nets was on the 24th minute, where Kiwior got that. Kiwior got that header one. That was, it wasn't a shot, it was a header which they took from a free kick set piece. Kvaratskhelia again on the 26 minutes. PSG were bombarding. 31st minute again. 39 minutes, it was Saka from bit far off the box, takes a left footer. It was also a baby shot. No worries for Donnarumma. Donnarumma again saving that from Martinelli. It was a miss. Trossard then on the 41st minute. After those 40th minutes, Arsenal were making some moves inside the box, and they were getting those shots, headers, especially for those set pieces. And this one, a big opportunity. It was 2 big chances. It was Martinelli who could have got it into the nets, but he has messed it, as well as the 1 assist which he could have got from Bukayo Saka to the far post. He has made 2 big chances. Martinelli could have got it into the nets, but he has missed it. He has missed it. This is the story of the first half so far, but another stat which is looking more disheartening is that 4 shots on target by Arsenal, the Gunners, and 4 by the visitors, PSG, so far. But will there be any changes which will be made? Will Luis Enrique be making any changes or not? I don't think that is the need of the hour. Both of them, Mikel Arteta as well as the likes of Luis Enrique, will be moving on with the same squad. And the second half has just begun. The second half has just begun. No changes so far. Oh my God, Mikel Merino is down on the pitch. He is looking injured. Look at that. The game just started. Joao Neves. No, that was a good one. Joao Neves is the target which the Gunners are having on the pitch. In just the start of the second half, it was Mikel Merino who was trying to get some sort of ugly moments. It was Mikel Merino who was trying to have some sort of ugly moments. PSG has to be bit clinical in those tackles because again the set pieces in the start of the second half in just under 1 minute has won another set piece. Mikel Merino has won a set piece. That is a poor one. That is a poor one. The set pieces, the Gunners are now making those set pieces counting on. It is on the edge of the box. Declan Rice. Header one. Oh my God, it is into the nets. It is the set pieces who has just leveled the score. It is that cheap set piece which Mikel Merino got it with that ugly challenge which happened. It was that ugly challenge. Joao Neves made that challenge good, but the referee on the pitch, Slavako Vinky, giving it a set piece of free kick in favor of the Gunners. Declan Rice this time. I think that was offside from Martinelli. It is Mikel Merino who got that header. Rice was there. Nuno Mendes just, Paco was the man for those clearance. Paco just couldn't get a clearance good enough. Donnarumma was high up and it went into the nets. It goes into the nets. But this was this a foul from Joao Neves to be counting in? Was this a foul counting in from the likes of Slavako Vinkic? The referee Marquinhos is having some words with the referee Slavako Vinkic. But Slavako Vinkic is just consoling Marquinhos that this was some sort of a free kick which shouldn't have been given. This free kick shouldn't have been given. This free kick shouldn't have been given by the referee on the pitch, Slavako Vinkic. This is a bad decision. Bad decision. Refereeing by Slavako Vinkic in this first leg is looking hilarious. Hilarious decisions. Marquinhos is having a word, the captain of PSG having some word with Slavako Vinkic. But this wasn't a free kick to be given. This wasn't a free kick to be given. What sort of VAR is now being taken? When you have already given a free kick for that, check first that whether that was a free kick to be given or not. Check whether that was a free kick to be given or not. Check whether that was a free kick to be given or not. This wasn't a tackle from Joao Neves to Mikel Merino. It was a bad move. It was a bad move by the referee Slavako Vinkic. It wasn't a bad move. Joao Neves didn't have those bad tackles to be given a free kick. That wasn't to be given a free kick. That wasn't to be given a free kick. No denying the fact that wasn't to be given a free kick. This wasn't a free kick. This wasn't a foul from Joao Neves. Slavako Vinkic is now having some sort of talking, some sort of weird decisions going on. Goal check. That is a poor decision. No goal. Yes, that is a no goal. That is a no goal. Yes, that was a no goal. Yes, it has been given offside. It has been given offside. That is what it stands. The foul from Joao Neves wasn't to be given a free kick. Firstly, the thing has to be made that clear that it is a no goal because it was a bit offside, but that foul from Joao Neves wasn't a free kick to be given. And this referee Slavako Vinkic, I don't know time and again why he is just blowing his whistle whenever there is some sort of claiming movement from the Gunners, whereas PSG, whenever they are about to get some sort of advantage, he is not giving that. Some sort of biased refereeing is happening. Some sort of biased refereeing is happening. No denying the fact. But finally, this is a no goal. Finally, this is a no goal. Refereeing is looking bit pathetic into that. Refereeing is looking bit pathetic into that. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching, give your votes. Can Arsenal beat PSG today? Hell yeah. Or PSG choking Arsenal? Give your votes on that poll section which has been pinned on the chat. Give your votes, guys. Those of you who are watching this, give your votes. Biased refereeing going on by Slovako Vinkic time and again, giving those free kicks in the second half. It is looking ugly, but finally that is a no goal, and still no worries that is. It is Trossard inside the box in the second half. Marquinhos now this time gets the clearance. In the second half, the Gunners are looking to get the possession and looking some sort of build-up. It is those feed from Mikel Arteta where the team is looking to build up, but still not that equalizer has come. Not that equalizer has come so far. It is now Nuno Mendes going to take that throw. He passes that high up. It was for Dembele, but again that is going out for a throw. Refereeing by Slovako Vinkic. I will not take or tolerate this man if again he is going to make those ugly decisions. His decisions so far in this game has been ugly, really ugly. Again, Nuno Mendes taking that, goes for Dembele, blocked by Timber. Saliba getting that clearance. Kivior this time goes high. Trossard up against Mendes. The ball is again off for a throw. The second half started with such a pace, but now PSG are just trying to kill that time for getting their momentum back on the pitch. Nuno Mendes passing that to Fabian Ruiz on the mid-pitch. Marquinhos changing the wing. He goes for Desire Doué. Desire Doué having some sort of dribble, passes that to the mid-pitch. Ruiz again, Hakimi, Desire Doué again. He is getting that onto the edge of the box. He has got in. He is getting into the box. It has been won by Kvaratskhelia, passing to Desire Doué, but block. Saliba was there for the block. You could have just taken those shots, my boy. It is high up for Declan Rice, but this time Pacho gets that interception. Donnarumma back to Marquinhos. Vitina, Pacho. Vitina again. Marquinhos. Hakimi. Hakimi is now being man-marked by Trossard goal. Change of the wings. It is now again Nuno Mendes. On the left mid-page, passes that to Kvaratskhelia. Deep down on the mid-page, passes are happening from Paris Saint-Germain. They are trying to keep the possession, but still they are having that 1-goal lead for the away leg. Joao Neves, Fabian Ruiz. Passes are happening. Back to Ruiz again. Neves. Neves is the man who is getting those midfield positions so good. Hakimi this time passing to Dembele. Kvaratskhelia, look at that fluidity. PSG are having that fluidity so good in the away leg. Such type of fluidity which PSG are having. This is the reason why they have got past 2 Premier League teams. It is to Hakimi inside the box. My goodness. Kiwior was the man this time blocking Hakimi good. It is Timber now getting it high up on the mid-page. Rice has been the set-piece taker, but that goal has now been denied. It is now Joao Neves. It is Trossard. What a save by Donnarumma. Donnarumma saves that so good. My goodness, Donnarumma is making those saves and he is looking a monster. It was Trossard who went in. He was close to that penalty box. He takes that shot. My goodness, Donnarumma has saved that again. He is looking a monster today. Donnarumma is saving everything, whatever he is getting that. Two big chances he has saved. Now it is that another one, Trossard. But it is that part from Hakimi where he is staying high up. Arsenal are getting those chances time and again from that perspective. Arsenal are getting into the box from those aspects of Hakimi. It is a set piece again, corner, Trossard taking that, blocked. Desired Doué, Vitina finally getting that clearance, going up high for Dembele. Was that an offside? Slovako winking now again blows that whistle for what? Oh my god, it was a foul from Kivior to Desire Doué. It was a foul. And Tapi is stopping that gameplay because it was a foul in favor of the PSG inside their own box. While that could have been a big opportunity for Dembele to get it into those counters. Refereeing by Slovako Vinkic is really going to be questioning. It is now Saliba trying to get it past. Fabian Ruiz is not even trying to run it good enough. Bukayo Saka on the edge of the box. Good win that is. Desire Doué, what a poor form is he happening on the page. Desire Doué is looking in a poor form. I mean, the likes of Luis Enrique should get some sort of substitutions for Desire Doué. He has got Barcola, he has got Gonzalo Ramos, he has got Kang In Lee. He needs to bring in those substitutions after those late 60-65 minutes. It is the need of the hour because Desire Doué is really looking poor in form for today's game. It is Kivior this time, left footer trying to get it past Marquinhos. Martinelli is there chasing high up. Donnarumma this time gets the clearance. João Neves. Oh my goodness. That part of the pitch where Marquinhos, João Neves are there protecting their defense on aspects of Hakimi moving high up on the pitch. It is Luis Kelly now going on war against Desire Doué, and Kvaratskhelia is the man who has now moved to the left wings. It is a free kick. Declan Rice takes that again, passing to Bukayo Saka on the right wings. Saka getting that to Timber. Timber gets a cross, but had an interception that is. It is Hakimi again. Passing that for Doué. Kelly is doing his job good. Desire Doué passing to Hakimi. Marquinhos. Donnarumma. Donnarumma is getting the best stunt moves of his gameplay today. It is Nuno Mendes passing to Dembele. João Neves, Hakimi. PSG are now looking composed. They are having that comfort. Dembele on the mid page passing to Vitina. Dembele again. Look at that positioning from Hakimi. It is Hakimi inside the box. It is a foul. It is a foul. It is a foul for Hakimi inside the box. My goodness. Look at that. Hakimi, on the other hand, in the forwards, I think Desire Doué should move on to the right backs. And Hakimi, oh my god, Saliba got that block good. Saliba got that block good against Hakimi. It could have been the second goal which PSG could have got in for their away leg. It is Kai Havertz on the stands. He is injured. There's Thomas Partey also on these stands. Both of them are, one is under suspension, one is under injury. It is 60 minutes on the watch. 60 minutes 58 seconds. I mean 61 minutes on the watch. It is Raya going up high. Block that is from Mendes. Vitina back to Pacho. Marquinhos. Passes are happening. Hakimi. Neves. Neves is staying on those right part of the defensive mid page. Hakimi passing that. Fabian Ruiz, Desire Due this time getting those moves good. He has been fouled. He has been fouled. The first time I'm seeing this Desire Due for this game making his moves good. Making his moves good. No denying the fact, the first time in this game so far I have seen Desire Due now making his moves good. But Donnarumma has got those saves. Donnarumma really has got those saves. Free kick for Paris Saint-Germain. Nuno Mendes lofting the ball high up. Kvaratskhelia against the likes of Timber. Oh my God, Kvaratskhelia has got that move. He moves it. He has been fouled inside the box. I mean, at times I'm not being able to understand why Kvaratskhelia is not having that move. It is the likes of Timber from the right backs who is having that stunned move. Oh my God. It was a big opportunity if Dembele would have got the hold of the ball inside the box. From the mid pitch, talking about Paris Saint-Germain have been really big and composed. It is now for Trossard. Trossard is time and again trying to make his move against those spaces which Hakimi is giving it. It is now Merino on the mid pitch, passing to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is staying mostly on his defensive mid pitch for today's game, not moving high up. Very rare to find him today. It is now Saka up against Mendes, passing that to Odegaard on the edge of the box. He gets it that. Trossard. Merino tries to get it, but a block that is from Hakimi, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz. My goodness, mid pitch. It is Vitina, it is Ruiz, it is João Neves. Oh my God, it is a foul to Desire Due on the pitch. It is from Luis Kelly, I guess. But referee still asks for the game to continue on. It is Dembele now. Passing that to Desire Due. Kimi. Neves again, Vitina. PSG are looking composed. PSG are looking damn composed. Mendes back to Paco. Marquinhos. Desire Due, Hakimi. In that positioning, Mendes is staying deep, safeguarding the defense against Bukayo Saka. He goes that for Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia has a move, but Timber is having that speed. Timber is having that speed. He is denying anything which is incoming from Kvaratskhelia. It is the likes of Timber who is denying anything which is coming in from Kvaratskhelia. The previous fixture, it was 2-0. In those second fixtures of the UEFA Champions League, still now it is 1-0. And to talk about in this game, in the second half, not a single shot has been taken so far by both the teams. Not a single shot in the second half has been taken by both the teams. It is a missed pass from João Neves. It is looking bit evident. João Neves has been missing and giving away those positions cheaply at times. But on his defensive aspect, he is looking sturdy enough. 65 minutes on the watch. Liver passing to Raya. Kivior. Merino. Look at that. Merino is now moving to the left part of the mid page. Is Raya now finding Saka. Saka getting past Fabian Ruiz. It is Odegaard. Merino. Left footer cross that is deflected from the mid page. Fabian Ruiz. Kvaratskhelia having the possession up against Timber. What a clearance that is from Kvaratskhelia. The ball is out for a throw. Arsenal are not missing any time. That throw being taken quick. Rice for Merino. Merino misses that. Trossard passing it that to Kivior. Saliba getting that to Odegaard. Raya. Kivior. Now it is for Luis Kelly. Bukayo Saka, he has got that. Mendes getting that block. Kvaratskhelia this time. Going for Neves. Vitina. Look at that. It is one part of the mid page where Vitina and Neves are staying deep, whereas Hakimi is staying high up. A good gameplay that is, which Luis Enrique and his men are having at the Emirates. It is now Dembele winning it up against Trossard. Passing to Hakimi. Back to Marquinhos. Vitina again. Passing to Mendes. They are having the possession, whereas the Gunners on the 68 minutes so far are now not even pressing it high up. It's to Donnarumma. Passes it high up. Kvaratskhelia. My goodness. Mikel Arteta on the sidelines now is seen drinking water. I think we should supply more water for Mikel Arteta. I think we should now supply more water for Mikel Arteta to be having on the pitch. This is looking absolutely good. Good gameplay, but recommendations are looking bad. It is Dembele down on the pitch. Is he in need of some sort of substitutions? Barcola is the man coming on. The first substitution which is coming on to the pitch. The first substitution which is coming onto the pitch. It is Barcola going to come on. I think it is Desire Due who will be sacrificed. Who is that man Enrique is going to sacrifice? "69 minutes 30 seconds on the watch. First substitution coming in for Luis Enrique man, but Mikel Arteta hasn't got a substitution. He has got the likes of Ethan Neveneri, he has got Zinchenko, Ben White, Tierney. Raheem Sterling is the man which he can use. I mean, of all those experiences which they are having. But it is that sole goal from Dembele which is the scoreline standing on 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Oh my God, Dembele moving off the pitch. I hope there is not those injury moments for him. Barcola is the substitution coming on, and Dembele now being sacrificed by Luis Enrique. Arteta, is he going for those substitutions? Ben White, is he going to come? No. I think Arteta is having some words, but Ben White is not getting those substitutions. Is Timber going to come out of the pitch? Timber is looking exhausted. Timber is looking exhausted. He needs those substitutions. But still, Arteta is not making those. 71 minutes on the watch. Only one substitution from both the teams. It is Barcola coming in and the likes of Dembele out of the pitch. It is Saliba now moving high up, passing that to Skelly. Kiwior. Saliba again. Timber. Passing it high up to Bukayo Saka. Saka gets that to Odegaard. Trossard on the left wings, passing it to Martinelli. Martinelli up against Hakimi, gets that cross, but Vitina has that header interception inside the box. Declan Rice passing it to Trossard. Now to Saliba. Odegaard. Kiwior. Kiwior goes for Saliba again. Saliba finds Timber on the right wings. Merino. Odegaard. Back to Merino. Rice. It is that midfield where the Gunners are lacking. Much of the possession by Gunners so far in the past 2 to 3 minutes. They are having the possession. Kiwior passing that to Rice. Odegaard. Odegaard passes it up. Timber trying to have a cross. Odegaard getting a cross. Donnarumma this time was good enough to get hold of the ball. Donnarumma, it was a set piece again taken by Odegaard on the edge of the box. Now Donnarumma gets the hold of the ball good. Donnarumma gets the hold of the ball good. Look at that. And we have got one more subscription into it. And we have got those 75% votes that Arsenal are going to beat PSG. Hell yeah. And PSG choking Arsenal. It is 25% votes which we have got. But the scoreline over here is PSG 1, Arsenal 0. It is Vitina now winning that. Passing to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia gets a shot. Oh my god. Kvaratskhelia was dreaming of getting past Raya by that long kick, because he is not being able to get past Timber. He is not being able to get past Timber. Kvaratskhelia for today's game is not being able to get past Timber. That is a sad story. João Neves against Trossard. A tackle that is, but fair enough to not to get a card for that. It is Timber again, passing that to Saka. Back to Timber. Timber is having some sort of need of fresh legs. Saka passing to Odegaard. Look at that positioning from Lewis Kelly. He is moving bit inverted into the mid pitch. It is now Saka getting it to Timber. Saka again. He is on the wings, on the edge of the box. Nuno Mendes is having those blocks good enough. He is not giving those spaces to Saka, and on the other hand, Timber not giving those spaces to Kvaratskhelia. Same is happening. The same is happening. Medina passing to Paco. Marquinhos. Dead end passes happening. Hakimi this time getting some sort of misjudged passes. Martinelli getting that block, but at the expense of throw which is coming in favor of the Paris Saint-Germain. 75 minutes 30 seconds on the watch. It is another substitution for the men in blue. Desire Due now moving off to the sidelines, and it is Gonzalo Ramos, the number 9 for Luis Enrique. Man, two of the substitutions now for Luis Enrique and his man, but no substitutions yet from Mikel Arteta. And look at those eyes of Mikel Arteta. He is looking nervous. He is looking like some sort of a jaguar or a fox trying to find something into the nets. No substitutions from Mikel Arteta, but two from Luis Enrique. It is now Barcola and Gonzalo Ramos, fresh legs into those attacks for Paris Saint-Germain. Odegaard getting that to Trossard. Saka inside the box. They are trying to get it. Saka gets it. Donnarumma to the first post. But Donnarumma saves that. A corner to be incoming. A corner to be incoming. Again, set pieces. Now getting that. Another set piece. It is 2 corners and 5 free kicks which they have got into it. But not a goal so far. And PSG are getting past Liverpool, getting past Aston Villa, and now in the first leg, it is they are 1 up against the Gunners. Donnarumma, no, that wasn't a corner, that was a goal kick. Kvaratskhelia has won that. Gonzalo Ramos, will he pass that? He passes that to Barcola. Take that shot, my boy. He passes that. João Neves takes that shot. My goodness. Missing that. How could you afford to be in the Champions League? Gonzalo Ramos should have passed that or taken some shot. It was Rice who dropped down good enough, blocking Gonzalo Ramos, but João Neves taking that shot. I mean, from the edge of the box, you are taking such shots so high, no way near for the woodwork. Trossard now getting in those counters, passing to Merino. Marquinhos getting that block good. It is now Saka in that position. Passes it back. Odegaard. The lone goal scorer, Ousmane Dembele, has got a substitution. Ramos is there. Will PSG be able to get past Arsenal with one more goal? It is now Fabian Ruiz. Passing that to Kvaratskhelia. Gonzalo Ramos, Desire Due, Hakimi, all are high up. Back to Vitina. 78 minutes, 50 seconds. Vitina is having the possession. Passing back to Paco. Marquinhos. Lofted one, that is. It is Hakimi winning that. Passing to Vitina again. Fabian Ruiz. Kvaratskhelia. PSG are building up slow. Kvaratskhelia is now inside the box. He gets a cut in. Will he get a shot? Missed it, boy. Missed it. Kvaratskhelia, my man. You missed it. Make those build-ups look good, my boy. Make those build-ups look good. You have to make that happening. You have to make that happening. You have played that good one for the away leg, but you have to make that happening. You have to make that happening. PSG are having that balance on their defense. They are having that balance on their possession, but in those attacking aspects, they are not getting it clinical enough to get that second goal. And to talk about the stats in this game, it has been really a different story, which Luis Enrique has promised. 72% win for PSG is the live win probability, whereas on our poll we have got 75% for Arsenal. My goodness, PSG choking Arsenal is 25%, but 9 shots PSG has taken, more than the Gunners for the away leg. I think another substitution is coming on. Now Mikel Arteta is trying to get some substitution onto the pitch. 80 minutes, 40 seconds, 81 minutes on the watch. Trossard getting that to Martinelli. Back to Odegaard. Saliba. Rice. Saliba again. Kivio goes for a lofted one. He is most of the times trying to find Martinelli because that is the place where they have got the possession twice or thrice in this game. Because it is Hakimi who is staying high up and it is João Neves protecting the defensive wall from those right part of the centre backs. It is Fabian Ruiz now passing to Marquinhos. Barcola hasn't been making his moves after his substitution. Not much seen by him so far. Paco passing to Marquinhos again. Kimi this time. Mid-pitch. Medina getting that to Barcola again. Kimi. Look at that from the mid-pitch everywhere. The Paris Saint-Germain in their away leg. It is not looking happening. It is looking as if they are playing their home leg. PSG are playing as if they are playing their home leg. It is Ben White, the substitution now coming on. Timber being sacrificed. Timber needed this substitution quite early on those 70 minutes or 75 minutes, but now Mikel Arteta has made that substitution, bringing in Ben White. Timber was off his gas, and now the substitution has been made and Ben White coming onto the pitch. The only substitution which Arteta has got into this game. Gonzalo Ramos winning that for Kvaratskhelia. Ben White is the man. So up to those 82 minutes, it was Timber safeguarding the Gunners against Kvaratskhelia. Now it is Ben White who will be having that safeguarding against Kvaratskhelia. 83 minutes. Now it is Barcola having that. Gonzalo Ramos has got to Barcola. Will he take that shot? He gets that. Oh my goodness. Barcola, my boy, don't be so casual. This is a Champions League game you are playing. It is a semi-final. You are getting that. If you are going to get those misses like those babies playing, look at that, Barcola. It was only Raya to get it. He takes his right footer. He went for that far post. He was close. But it could have been that goal, my boy. It could have been that goal. You are playing the Champions League. You have to get those goals. It is a bad mess if you are playing a Champions League fixture and you are missing those shots from inside the box. This score would have been a 2-0 for now, and it would have been a big advantage. It would have been a big advantage for the next leg at home. Barcola should have got that into the nets. You have been made that substitution. You are coming onto the pitch on those 75 minutes. You are having that fresh legs. You are having that gas on the pedal. Put it and just shoot it. It is again Gonzalo Ramos getting that. Shoot it, net it, shoot it. My goodness, it hits the top bar. Can you just imagine that? In just 1 minute, you are missing back to back two big opportunities. This could be a turning point. This could be a big turning point of this game. How could you afford to miss that? My goodness, I think the bar post has to be checked. The woodwork has to be checked. The bar post has to be checked. I think it is Mikel Arteta who has got some sort of controversies where his players missing two chances back to back in the Champions League in those 85 minutes of the watch. One is from the likes of Barcola, one is from the likes of Gonzalo Ramos. It could be the turning point. It could be the turning point of this game. The scoreline could have been 3-0 as of now, but it is some sort of big opportunity where you have missed it. It could be that turning point of this game. It could be that turning point. 86 minutes onto the watch. Now Rice is making that to the wings. Saka is the man. Getting that to Merino. Rice changing that to the wings. Martinelli has got it into the box. Oh my god, this shit referee again. Slavako wing kick now gives a free kick. It could be that turning point. It could be that turning point. Gonzalo Ramos, Barcola, two of them just missing those big opportunities, and now it is Slavako wing kick giving that free kick for the Gunners. Set pieces, it is so near to the box, to the left part of the pitch. It is so near to the box, so close to the pitch. I mean nets. It could be a big opportunity. Arsenal will get it. Arsenal will get this into the nets. Missing those big opportunities by Ramos, missing those big opportunities by Barcola, and now the Gunners have got that free kick. Set pieces. This could be a big concern. This could be a big worry, big concern. It is Declan Rice going to take that. Donnarumma is there on the nets. He is asking for that first wall of defense. It is Joao Neves, Vitina who are staying there. They are not that tall players to be safeguarding the wall. Look at that. The set pieces are taking those strange free kick. Rice takes that. He goes that. Oh my god. It has been blocked. It has been blocked. Somehow, somewhere, anyway, you are getting those blocks. Rice just hits that. It was the Rice just loses his patience, and instead of taking those crosses, he just hits that straight into the wall, so that somehow he gets those deflections and the ball goes into the nets. But it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. It is Rice again trying to find White. Mendes getting that clearance. Kvaratskhelia this time. The ball is off for a throw in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. It is Zaire Emery now coming on. It is Luis Enrique who is making those substitutions. My goodness, Joao Neves is moving to the sidelines, and it is Zaire Emery coming onto the pitch. Paris Saint-Germain could have made this 2-0 or 3-0, but somehow their second and third goal hasn't yet come. Their second and third goal hasn't yet come. And now it is the substitution. Joao Neves is out of the pitch. And it is Zaire Emery coming on. I mean, if Kylian Mbappe would have been watching this game, he would have been much excited and much thrilled, because Arsenal getting those wins over Los Blancos, and now his previous club, Paris Saint-Germain, are one up for the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals. My goodness. 89 minutes, 40 seconds, just 20 seconds left. How much of the stoppage time will be awarded for this game? How much of the stoppage time will be awarded for this game? It is another substitution which is coming on. Mikel Arteta, Gunners. My goodness, Odegaard has been dropped. Odegaard has been dropped. My goodness, Odegaard dropped, and that young kid Navaneri now coming onto the pitch to make some sort of relief movements. This right winger, He is 18 years of age from the Arsenal Academy, now making his move into the Champions League semi-finals, first leg at home. And Mikel Arteta wants some sort of miraculous performances from Ethan Neveri to be coming for those equalizers. 5 minutes added for those substitutions. I mean, stoppage time. 5 minutes for those stoppage time. It is Mikel Merino from the mid-pitch, passing that high up. Martinelli. Hakimi has got that header interception. Throw in. Luis Kelly, Kivio. Kelly back passing that to Raya. Saliba. Ben White. It is Novaneri now. Novaneri now on the right wings. Passes back. White. Saliba. Raya again. 1 minute 30 seconds of the stoppage time are up. Still 3.5 minutes left. Will PSG get one more goal, or it is the Gunners getting those equalizers? And White passing back to Raya. The Gunners are not getting those big moments. It is back to Paco. Donnarumma. Donnarumma clears that ball good, but the ball is off for a throw. Ben White takes that quickly. It was for Novaneri. It has been taken. Novaneri. Oh my God. Martinelli. 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 Look at that. It was Martinelli from inside the box. Novaneri passed that, but Martinelli, I mean, if the top bars were raised 50 times of its heights, then also the ball would haven't just got into the nets. The ball wouldn't just have got into the nets. Martinelli! Martinelli! Donnarumma this time gets that goal kick. I mean, the commentator now is saying about those injuries. Oh my goodness. It belongs to which team, my boy? It is White. Now Novaneri again. White. Passing that. Merino. Novaneri. Right, Scalia winning that. Rice has won that tackle. It is now Gonzalo Ramos. Kivio passing that to Rice again. Arsenal have won their possession back. Martinelli this time up against Hakimi. Blocked. Martinelli being blocked. What is Martinelli trying to raise the fans? Martinelli, the long shots which he is taking, he is trying to raise the fans for those places where he has hit the ball so far from the net. Arsenal's set piece coach is instructing from the sidelines about some sort of impact for some sort of equalizers because of those 5 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes 15 seconds are up, and it is a corner. Declan Rice again. Right footer from the left part of the corners is going to take that. He goes that far off from the post. The whistle has been blown. Donnarumma has been hit. Donnarumma has been hit. Donnarumma has been hit badly. Donnarumma has been hit. It is the Arsenal set piece coach who from the sidelines was just instructing to get some sort of obstructions for Donnarumma. Look at that. Ben White just obstructed Donnarumma, and no cards for Ben White. No cards for Ben White. What type of decisions is this? It is this referee Slovako Vinkik. I would definitely say that it is a bad decision. The whistle has been blown and the Gunners has lost the first leg at their home. Mikel Arteta, Ethan Vanelli. Oh my God, what a big relief. Oh my goodness. God, give me those big happiness. Oh my goodness, PSG has done that. PSG has done that. Paris Saint-Germain has done that. It is a big one, big one. At the Emirates, Mikel Arteta's men have been demolished. Mikel Arteta's men have been just demolished. This is a big game. This is a big game. End of game. And PSG still remains unbeaten against the Premier League teams. They have gone past Liverpool. They have gone past Aston Villa. Now they are one up against, in the first leg against Arsenal, the Gunners, the set pieces. Martinelli, the previous meetup was 2-0, and in the pre-match conference it was Luis Enrique stating that they are going to win this. They are having different mentality, and he has made that good. Oh my goodness, what a big relief. That is what we wanted, and it has happened. Anyways, guys, that is all from our end, and we will be making those compilation videos of what happened in this. It was something big which has happened. At the Emirates. This is some sort of good work which PSG has done, but PSG could have got those big numbers to be counting, because in those stats, the misses which they have, Gonzalo Ramos, Barcola, they could have made this game a scoreline of 2-0 or 3-0. Look at that. It was this one, Gonzalo Ramos, Barcola. I'm talking about these two shots. Barcola taking that from inside the box, same spot. It was the likes of Ramos from almost the same spot. These two, one of these goals needed to be coming in. Two big chances missed. Arsenal got three big chances missed. That is what football is all about. It is the goals which you have to be counting, and it is the goals which needs to be coming in good. And if you are not going to get that, then it is not happening, my boy. Not happening. Big things have happened. And in those knockouts, look at that. Let us have the precise look. PSG, from the start of the stream, we were having that they are unbeaten against Liverpool. They have beaten Aston Villa. They were not in the top 8, but they were in the top 24. Then also they have made their spot in the top 4 of the semi-finals of the Champions League. But Inter, Barcelona, Arsenal, they were 3 of the teams were in the top 8, and PSG has won that. It is all the watch along of PSG and Arsenal which we were having. The first leg is up. The second leg is on the 7th of May. We will be having that, and tomorrow we will be having the watch of Barcelona and Inter. But before that, there is also the watch along of Mohun Bagan Super Giants against FC Goa. It is the semi-finals of the Kalinga Super Cup. Indian Super League teams, FC Goa and the likes of Mohun Bagan, will face each other tomorrow in the evening. We will be having the watch of that as well. But it was the watch of Arsenal and the likes of Paris Saint-Germain getting those. But look at that. Dembele getting those 4th minute goal, the first and the lone goal which happened. Dembele really took that shot in a casual note. No denying the fact. And after that, it was all the way. Hakimi getting that, Marquinhos getting that. Arsenal at the home of the Emirates getting their first shot on target. That was on the 24th minute. My goodness. It was 26 minutes again, PSG rolling back 31 minutes, but after those 39 minutes, Saka getting that second shot, Martinelli again, all those shots from Martinelli, Trossard, Donnarumma just blocked everything, whatever came in it. Everything was blocked by Donnarumma. Martinelli again, Trossard, this goal from Trossard, it could have been, the set pieces were making it good, but Declan Rice somehow got it. It was the header from Merino which went into the nets, but it was offside. And what all those decisions which the referee on the pitch was making today, it was something bad and hilarious. 52nd minutes, KVR again, Trossard 56 minutes, Kelly on those 74 minutes, a long range one, he expecting that. It was Joao Neves on those 78 minutes. It was a bad miss. Scalia, it was bit close to that angle. Barcola, this could have been a big opportunity. Ramos, this could have been a big opportunity. Rice, this was a blocked free kick was taken. Rice lost his control. He just didn't even took that free kick. It was a set piece which could have converted with those headers, with those short passes, but he hits that straight into the wall, trying to get some sort of deflection to get past Donnarumma, because he was not having that confidence to get past Donnarumma with those set pieces. That is why he just nullified this set piece taking free kick. Martinelli, 93rd minute, poor baby shots Martinelli was taking. This was the story of that. This was the story of that. But no denying the fact, I would again say that the refereeing by this man on the pitch for today, Slavako wing kick, has been bad. The refereeing by this man, Slavako wing kick, has been really bad and has been really pathetic. No denying the fact. Then also PSG has claimed their first victory, first leg victory against Gunners. And the visitors have got a 1-0 lead, and the second leg we will be having is that of the May 7th, I guess. When is the second leg which you are going to have? It is the 7th of May, and tomorrow we will be having the watch along of Mohun Bagan Super Giants with the likes of FC Goa for the semi-finals of the Kalinga Super Cup of the Indian Super League, and as well as Barcelona and Inter. That is all, and tomorrow morning we will be coming up with those analysis of this match as well as the predictions of Barcelona and Inter to be coming on. So yes, thank you for coming to the stream, and those of you who voted that can Arsenal beat PSG today on those voting section on the poll, LA was 75% votes, PSG choking Arsenal was 25% votes, but it is PSG who has choked the set pieces so bad. That is all from my end, and yes, good job Saint-Germain and Luis Enrique, what he said before the pre-match conference, he has stuck to that. His players has committed that. Good night, and let's watch the next watch alongs, and be tuned to FC RAMSAY for all the watch alongs of the football. We are covering those Premier League, La Liga, we are covering Bundesliga, the Serie A, as well as the Champions League, the Conference League, the Europa League, and the Indian Super League. Bye bye guys, good night, and do give us those like, share and subscribe, and do check out our different playlist which has been created for all the different leagues across the globe. Bye bye, good night. Blue, that is Saint-Germain.